Um, right, we've talked a bit about kind of access to this part of town and how it might change over the years. And we've talked about the issue of cycle parking and the kind of different sorts of cycle parking. It's one of those things that shopkeepers in the middle of town whine on about. Kind of clutters the place up and looks untidy. You've travelled a bit and you've seen other examples. Are there better ways of doing it that we could learn from here?
Well, there are two types of cycle parking requirement. One is all day by people who work in local businesses. Another is transient cycle parking by people visiting as shoppers or maybe visiting as visitors to the various businesses in the area. They will probably be quite happy to park on the street for maybe an hour, but if you are parking all day, it's far better if you can park off street, preferably somewhere that's secure and sheltered as well. We know that a lot of business owners can provide secure cycle parking on their premises, but a lot of the old buildings in the city centre simply can't accommodate that. So for people in that situation, it would be a good idea to look for a publicly run or third-party managed secure cycle park, possibly in part of an existing car park, the multi-storey at Coppergate, for example, or a dedicated building somewhere else.
Yeah, do you think that actually, if you're going to have proper car parking, which is simplifies having cycle parking on the same premises is the way to go?
It would be very sensible. It would give people the confidence that if they do leave the bike there, it'll still be there when they get back at night.
Yeah, that's certainly a good thing to have. Do you think people would be prepared to pay for that? Or is that something that we should be trying to avoid?
Well, Cycle Heaven run a small secure cycle parking compound at York Station, and you pay a small premium. You get a key fob which gives you access into the compound. And take-up has been slow, but it's gradually building up now. There is quite a healthy amount of all-day parking in there by people who live in York and cycle to the station and then work in Leeds, for example. And we know too that people who work in York will leave a bike parked at the station overnight, come in on the train, hop on the bike and off to the final destination.
Yeah. That's interesting. Do you think there are other facilities that need to be provided at those points? If you do have a kind of hub that you're bringing people into, as well as secure parking, there are things that kind of go with that.
Well, there are some examples of local authority managed secure cycle parks. We've talked about Finsbury Park in North London. We've talked about the facility beneath the town hall in Leicester. They offer not just cycle parking, but cycle hire, retail, even somewhere to wash and change before you go into the office.
Yes. Okay, so that might be a possibility here. It's certainly something you think there would be a demand for.
It's perfectly doable. I'm sure there would be a massive demand for it. It could be quite viable commercially. There's also a very interesting cycle parking product called Iceberg, which needs a large hole in the ground. You wheel your bike in through a street level kiosk, you put the bike into a slot, the door comes down, it disappears into the bowels of the earth, and you need a keypad or a code to retrieve the bike. Again, that runs on a subscription basis. It does need a data link though, it does need servicing in the terms of electricity and so on. So it is quite expensive, but if there is another reason for building a hole in the ground, a kind of a big waterproof basement somewhere, then maybe a Iceberg facility could be incorporated.
Okay, interesting.